Hello, accountability buddies. This is less and less is more healthy. I don't know what episode number it is. It's something in the 70s. That's all I know. So today I am headed into work at close to the usual time. I'll be heading in very late tomorrow because I have a doctor's appointment. Today I had to run an errand before work, which is why I'm here, which is a Stop and Shop parking lot in my neighborhood. I never know if you can tell where I'm at through the windows of the car. But yeah, I'm in the Stop and Shop parking lot because the bank in the box is here, and that's where I am. I got some cash so that I can buy the bike tonight. Maybe. We'll see. I'm also realizing that I'm doing all this running around, but because I've been going in late to work, even though I worked on Saturdays, 3 days this past month, I'm much more relaxed because I've been taking time for my physical and mental health before work. And that's been an interesting thing to kind of learn about myself, that I need to do these things so that I can do my best work. It also makes me really think about, like, what do I need in terms of my job? What do I need in terms of work? So I'm just really considering, like, I've been thinking about the 40-hour work week and the fact that I am working 40 hours, but it's spread out across 6 days instead of just 5. And I know a lot of my friends do 40-hour work weeks, but only in 4 days. So they do a 10-hour day. And I know that when I've done 10, 12-hour days, the day after, I'm usually useless. Or when I worked, 40 hours in 4 days, I was useless for a day. I was just catching up on sleep on that last, on that free day that I got. So yeah, I don't know. That's something to think about. Like, I know that the 40-hour work week is kind of a flawed premise, and, it's not necessarily great for mental or physical health. But, that's where we're at, I suppose, in terms of, like, America. And, so I'm locked into the 40-hour work week until I, decide I want to do something different. And right now I still really enjoy my job, so I'm not going anywhere. But, like, one of the things I'm really enjoying, or the difference is, like, I mentioned in a previous episode that one of my coworkers remarked on how calm and relaxed I've been. And part of that is I am, taking time for my physical and mental health. And those two things, like, working on the physical is helping my mental health. Working on my mental health is working on my physical health. And that is incredibly important. So, yeah, just being, like, calm and planning things out, taking, going in for noon or 11 every day has been so beneficial. It's only 2 hours late, but it goes from an 8-hour day to a 6-hour day. And, I don't feel worn out at the end of the day. And even on the Saturdays where I've been working, with the exception of the benefits or fundraising party, I found that stressful, but the stressful part of work, I don't know, I'm just not feeling it as much. And I know we're, like, in the busiest time of our year. And there have been a few things for sure that have been stressful, but I feel like I've handled it better because I've been taking this time for myself. And that those Saturdays, even though, they were a solid 6-hour day, they were more relaxing because I was doing something that was enjoyable to me and enjoyable for the kids. So I think that's cool. That's been kind of eye-opening, and I'm thinking about that in terms of, like, future planning. The other thing that has been important is planning out the work that I do at work so that it's manageable. But that's beside the point. So tonight, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was tonight I am meeting a guy off of Facebook Marketplace. I'm assuming at his home to buy a used bike. And I generally feel safe doing this. I kind of check. There are a number of things, like, as a woman, a smaller woman, meeting a man to purchase something can be fraught. It can be nerve-wracking. I know a lot of women don't feel safe doing this. I generally do. I have literally traveled all over Massachusetts, from one end of the state to the other, up into New Hampshire and Maine, buying things off of Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace over the years. And I have never felt unsafe. I've always taken precautions. I always let someone, number one, I let someone know where I'm at. Number two, I don't keep the cash on my person, unless it's like $50 or less. So I keep, if it's $100 or more, I keep it in the car, in the glove box, until I've decided that I'm going to make the purchase. And then I just let the person, I got to grab the cash out of my car. And they're always cool with that. I've never had anyone be like, oh, yeah, no, I'm not selling it to you because the cash is in the car. That also gives me an out. Like, hey, the cash is in the car. I'll be right back. And then I can book it if I feel nervous or sketched out. There also, you can kind of tell if something's going to be sketchy based off of posts. I'm typically looking for bikes where people don't necessarily know what they're selling. And so this goes back to like years and years ago when we first moved into our house. One of the things that I did was I bought kids' bikes, 24-inch tire mountain bikes. I cleaned them up, serviced them, and sold them at a modest profit. I wasn't trying to gouge anyone. I was just trying to get bikes into decent service and back onto the road. And I liked doing kids' bikes that were of a better brand. I wasn't doing Walmart bikes. I was doing things like GTs, Specialized, Treks, all of those sorts of bikes. I was doing those bikes because I knew that the name brands would sell, and I could make a small profit on them. So that's part of where I did a lot of this, purchasing of stuff on. Back then it was all Craigslist. Today it's all Facebook Marketplace. And so I always made sure, I was going to be able to get the bikes in the car and all of that stuff. I had a tool set in the car. Someone stole it out of the car when we left it unlocked overnight. And anyway, I never felt unsafe, but there are ways you can check to see if a listing feels sketchy. Depending on the photographs, what the photographs look like. Does the neighborhood look sketchy? Does the posting look sketchy? Is the way the person responding to you sketchy? I've definitely noped out of a couple of things because the person was responding in a way that I felt was like weird or sketchy. Or like they were demanding too much of me. It's like, I'm buying a bike from you, or I'm buying something from you. Like, don't give me a hard time. I tried to buy an Aero Garden from a woman, and it was a disaster. I ended up not buying it and just building my own lights situation for plants in the basement. And I was growing hot peppers. Don't think I was growing other things. So anyway, just like, you always make sure as a woman that someone knows where you're going. If you can have a friend go with you, then you can do that. I'm also not the kind of woman that I think people are going to attack. I think there's a little bit of an intimidation factor that I have. I've been told this many times that I'm intimidating. I don't know why. I guess I have that resting bee face. But anyway, so I am going to go possibly buy that bike. The thing that I decided is that because it is over a $100 purchase, that if it's not the perfect fit, I'm going to take it for a ride. I'm going to, check it out, the standover and everything. Like, there are things that you can do with the bike to update it. You can put a new cassette, new pedals, new crank. You can do all of that. But if the bike is too big, you can't shrink it. There's no magically shrinking a bike down to a smaller size. And if it's too big for me to stand over comfortably, it's not going to work. The other thing is also, like, if I put bigger tires on it than what's on it, it's going to be, if it's too high, it's going to be really too high. And I mean by bigger tires is like a tire that's taller. Because I can add an additional inch to a bike. So like right now, I know it's got commuter tires on it, which are lower profile. Anyway, beside the point. So I may or may not purchase this bike. I'm carrying around a wad of cash, which feels weird because I don't carry cash anymore. Ever. Like, I never have any cash in my pocket. And now I do. Yeah. I don't care how much of a good deal this bike is, and it's a pretty good deal. I will not buy it if it's not the right size. And, anyway, so that's my little pep talk. I gotta head to work now. And with that, I want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your review. Thank you for your comments and your likes. I find them incredibly motivating and helpful in helping hold myself accountable. And I appreciate it. So with that, I thank you, and I will see you next time.